All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully, you guys can see me and hear me. And I am verifying everything that's working, and we're gonna make it work. Welcome to the Relationship Gumbo live broadcast tonight. And we have an amazing show. Give me like 2 seconds. I want to make sure that we are populated on YouTube because we did have some technical difficulties. So come on in here. Okay, I see you guys coming in. So I guess it's working. So we are back. We are back. Ladies and gentlemen, the Relationship Gumbo live show is back. And we're going to get this in tonight because your boy got toys. Okay, so we're going to get it in and we're going to make sure that this works. So everybody come on in here. We're going to get started. And we're going to get get my special guest in. And tonight we're talking about I'm a good person, so why am I still single? So we are going to get this in. Y'all see me, right? I'm like, all right, so let's go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to introduce my special guest. I'm going to let her reintroduce herself like Jay-Z, and we're going to get this in. So stand by. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
We back.
Y'all know my nerves was like, but we back. I made it work. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to start the show. The show title tonight is I'm a good person, but why am I still single? So tonight I have my special guest Shar. Met her on TikTok. We met each other in these TikTok streets, and I loved her content so much. And somehow I don't even know what the catalyst was, but somehow we connected, or maybe you came on mine or I came on yours, and then the rest is history. And she's here, ladies and gentlemen. So I want you to tell people a little bit about yourself and tell them a little bit about what you do, and then we're gonna get right into the topic.
Thank you so much, Coach D. I appreciate you. It's an honor to be here. I am Shar, aka Says What She Wants. I am a certified counselor, and I'm also a sex therapist, aka an intimacy advisor. And I am an advocate for men, yet I'm also a sister to women. So, and you know what? I have no clue what Coach D is about to do right now, but let's do this, Coach. Let's do this.
Cool. Yeah. She does a lot of content that is that speaks to men and some of the accountability, I guess, deficits that some women may have. And I've had a few people on here that speak from that lens before, but it sometimes gets you a lot of negative comments. And I think they call you, never mind, I'm not even gonna say what they called you, the female version of, because I don't like uttering his name. But yeah, y'all know the initials are KS. But anyway, we are going to we're gonna get this started on this show. And again, the title is I'm a good person, and why am I still single if I'm so good? And the reason why I came up with this topic, right, is I remember, now I don't have to even go that far back. I hear it all the time where, as a coach, people will ask me like they know that dating is kind of weird right now and they trying to figure it out, but they're like, why can't I find somebody good? Because I'm good. I should be able to find somebody good. And why can't I find somebody good? Like I'm doing everything right. Like I did everything right in all my relationships, and I just can't figure out, is it me? I don't understand why I can't find somebody good. But then when you have the conversation with them, then you put the pieces together and you're like, right? So we're gonna talk about that real quick. I got a couple of bullet points, and I will have to say these are not direct topics from your TikToks, but they are very, 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 very closely inspired by them. So a lot of them are. So we just gonna go down this list in no particular order, and feel free to add in anything you want to add in as well. But yeah, this right here, like I see people in there saying, I feel that, right? A lot of people like, and I know you hear it too, like, I don't understand why I can't find somebody good because I'm good. So the first place I want to go with this is everybody's definition of good is different. Right?
True enough.
So first, let's
True
do
enough.
this. What has loosely like what has been your experience? Like, are you hearing it a lot? What are they saying? Is it similar?
I am hearing it a lot. And you know what? A lot of the times it's like, I don't know why I keep on attracting the same type of people. And why is it that like I'm doing all these things for when I do get my person? Why am I doing all these things yet I still end up single or we end up not working out or they leave me or I leave them. So yeah, I hear it. I hear it all the time, coach. A
Yeah,
lot.
and here's the thing, right? And I don't even know if it's on my bullet points or not, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I think a lot of people believe somehow by some mystical, universal, maybe godly thing that just because you're good, that you're automatically supposed to have another good person just like you. Like this is the way it's supposed to work. It's supposed to just magically be
Don't
two
work.
good people that magically just find each
Don't work
other.
that way.
And I'm like, you just being good doesn't have any work behind it, like at all. Inside
Hmm.
yourself, outside yourself. There's you don't have to do anything but sit there. It's amazing. And I talk to this a lot on my TikToks and on my show and everywhere else I am. It's like, you can't just stand in one place and it just the
It's gonna
magic
fall in your
fairy
lap.
just, yeah, like there's some work involved. Ladies and gentlemen, there's work
Yeah.
involved, right? So this is where I want to go. Um so what I want you to talk about is when somebody says I'm good, what would that so when I say good, I mean you're prepared and you're ready to go out on the dating market. I want you
Hmm.
to talk to if somebody says I'm good, what are some of the things that they should be doing and looking at internally before they can even qualify themselves as good? You follow where I'm going with this?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, so as far as being good, a good person,
Right,
right?
right. We're
Okay.
using it
So,
loosely.
and you said something that's key. Good, a good person, yet also available for the market. Okay. So a good person, as far as like meeting like the dating criteria per se, it
Hmm.
would have to be someone that's either they've gone through a certain level of self-awareness or they're and also it's always a continued journey, but they have that in order per se. They know where they want to go in life. Like they have looked. Also, you guys, learn yourself before you put yourself on the market. Learn yourself. There's so many different things about yourself that you need to learn. Like you have to know your likes and dislikes, your wants and your needs. Like some people, coach, they don't even realize, like they don't even know themselves good enough to tell the other person like what they want or what they need from
Right,
them.
right.
So know yourself intellectually, psychologically, and know your spirit, know your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part is probably one of the most underrated, unspoken of things that even just having a conversation with yourself about what you're going to do for yourself. We
Yes.
never look deeper than the surface of how we're feeling in the moment. And we're going to talk about some of the stuff that lies behind that in a little bit. But that self evaluation, I call it, the self work, the self love, the self
Hmm.
care, like all of that stuff needs to be working in tandem with you trying to go out. Well, not even in tandem, a prerequisite, right? Before you can even like be prepared to go out there and meet someone that's good like you,
Right.
right?
Right.
You got to show up as the best version of yourself. And we're always a work in progress. But I always say, if you haven't done any of it, stay home.
Yes. No, for real, coach. Stay. We're gonna need y'all to stay home tonight. But also, coach, the other one that I feel like a lot of people miss is that they're quote unquote a good person, but they have like zero to this much communication skills. And so if
Yeah,
you're a good person and you're not a good communicator or you haven't learned certain uh avenues of communication, then you're gonna always have a difficult time, like
right,
honestly. So
right.
communication, communication, communication.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So the next place I want to go is and this is just random, right? This list is not everything.
Mhm.
But I do want to talk about people who are good. So let me tell you how I'm defining good tonight, because I find myself pausing when I say it, because I'm it's almost cringy to me.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
people, so the way we're defining good is that you are ready to date. You are functionally able to work well with others versus
Right.
versus just being a nice person. So
Right.
that's the distinguishing thing. Some people are nice and they're cool and they do stuff in the community and they're like, I'm such a good person, but they're not ready to actually be someone's life partner or a
Yeah.
long-term relationship. So
Yeah.
that's how we're defining it tonight when I say good, ladies and gentlemen, because that thing be having me like
Yes. And
so 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 the place I want to go next is, and I want you to talk about this since
Mhm.
you're our esteemed guest tonight. Um, People who are good, but they stay in the wrong place too long.
Yes. The party is already over. You're still there. Hello?
So
Can you
talk about. I want you to talk about in this particular topic. I want you to talk about maybe some of the why people stay too long. While they in their mind think they're good, but it may be some reasons why. Just one or two, a couple, whatever you want to
right.
do.
Okay. So why people stay too long? Sometimes people have been there so long, coach. I feel like it's out of habit. Sometimes people don't feel like they can do better. Sometimes people don't even have a certain level of mental capacity to understand that they're not even being treated well. So there are a lot of reasons why people stay. Some of it is because grandmama and just grandmama and them, they stayed together for this amount of years. So a lot of people that are looking for longevity will end up staying in a bad connection because they want to be with someone for a certain amount of time. Like they want
Yeah,
longevity, but at the same time, like you're not being treated well and you're not treating that person well. So
yeah, yeah. And here's
yeah.
the irony in that, right? I'm a good person. I stay in a toxic and negative place too long.
Mm,
If I stay too long, that good isn't good anymore.
nope.
It starts to get tainted, starts to get traumatized, hurt. And when you
Ooh.
come out of that, are you still the same person
Nope. Because
without
it
doing any
changes
work?
you.
Yeah, like so.
It cha-
Go ahead, go ahead.
it changes your own dynamics within yourself, but it also changes the dynamics of how the lens of how you see the
Yeah,
world, of how you see
yeah,
people, of how you see connections. So it changes you. It
right.
does change you. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and I want to say this about good in the definition that I gave it tonight. It's so hard saying that. You can tell I'm struggling with that because I don't even like using that.
Me
Um,
either. Me either.
but people say it all the time, and that's why I'm using it because that's how y'all can identify with it, ladies and gentlemen. Um, Here's the thing: when you go through this stuff and you're a good person,
Hmm.
you got to be a good steward over your good, or
Ooh, that's
somebody's
good.
going to take advantage of it, right?
That's good,
And
coach.
then when you come out of it, you got to work on yourself so you can get as close to that good as back as possible before you go back out there again. So that's what
Right.
I mean by being a good steward of your. If you're a good steward of your good, if you're a good steward of your peace of mind,
Yep.
then we hope and pray that you don't let nobody steal that from you, right? Because some of us are good until we're not, right? We
Yep.
don't even come back from it.
Absolutely.
We don't come back from it.
No. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know if somebody said I froze. Maybe it was for a second. So let me know if I'm still
Yeah,
froze.
you're
So
you're you're frozen to me too, coach. You're looking kind of
right
funny
now,
over there.
I'm frozen right now.
You're looking kind of funny, coach. You froze.
Still frozen.
Yeah, you're frozen too. I can hear you, but you're frozen.
All right, hold on one second. Let me try.
You're
Let me
not
try to.
frozen. No, now it's good.
Now I'm good. Okay, cool,
It's
cool.
freezing in and out.
We
It's
still
going in
good?
and out.
It's intermittently freezing,
Mhm.
but y'all can hear me. I'm gonna keep going there. I'm gonna keep
Yep,
going.
yep. We can hear
All
you.
right.
Let's do
So
this.
so the next place I want to go with this is something that I pulled from you, and it more applies to men. And that's your favorite topic. Um, happy wife, happy life. Now, the way that the context I want to put around this is, let's say that this man, and let me read a couple of comments. Looks like Charles, I can't see the whole name. Looks like Leonard
Hmm.
says, and sometimes we think that a person is going to change at some point, but they didn't. Time
Yep,
wasted.
it's true.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? How we do that? I think most of us who've been in relationships have held on, and we thought they were going to change, and it didn't
Hmm.
happen, and then we doubled down on the pain, and then it got harder to
Yes,
leave.
yes, yes. And then the second time or third time around, it's even harder because like you that pain it done really grew real the roots done grew even deeper. So the pain is even more, yeah, gruesome.
Yeah, yeah, it sucks, but it's as they say, it's life. But the
Yeah.
reason why you what you do, and the reason why what I do is to hopefully we can catch some folks where they got to go through all of that,
Mhm.
all of that.
Right. And
So
then D said, go ahead.
no, so happy wife, happy life. So we're gonna do like a little play scenario here.
Okay.
Um, man is saying he's a good man, good in the context of what we're talking about. This good man has married a woman, but he lives by the tenet of happy wife, happy life. So explain how this mode of thinking affects a good man if he follows this, and whether that maybe there's a pro, maybe there's a con, but I'm gonna let you talk about it.
Okay, so and yeah, I posted about this yesterday. Because okay, so if we're going by that term, and I really I don't even like to use the word hate, but I just really hate the phrase. Okay, so happy wife, happy life. That literally says that in that environment, his voice doesn't matter, his opinions don't matter, his sacrifices don't matter. What it's like, it's all about her. It's that he has to be selfless and she's being selfish. The whole environment is, tainted, if you will,
Mm,
because like, why is it that she matters but he doesn't? And
right.
so like, and also you have to realize, guys, that and like, oh hey Jay, look at my baby in here. That I lost my train of thought. You have to realize that, oh, I'll say hi to my baby. um oh
Happy wife, happy life. If he's thinking like that,
Oh, and that's the other thing. Okay, so what happens most of the time is that guys end up carrying this heavy load, right? There's more pressure on you guys because you guys have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You guys have to make sure that the home is taken care of. You guys have to make sure that that you're working a certain amount of hours to make all the ends meet and all that. Yet you still have to come home and deal with someone that is like selfish. You know what I mean? And so it's like, if your opinion and what matters to you and your emotions don't matter, then that it's just an unhealthy environment
yeah.
because yeah, it just
Yeah,
is.
and again, I think like a lot of times people will, in this case, man, but I'm a flip it. I'm a flip it on the other side in a second, because I know that there are struggles that women go through as well that may not look the same, but it may feel the same. Um, but I do want to mention this, just like we talked about previously.
Mhm.
That good man goes into this situation with all of the energy and wanting to be the best husband.
Mhm.
He's living by this thing and he's putting everything on his back.
Mhm.
Psychologically, it affects stress wise and all these other things that come along, mental health wise, physically,
Yeah.
mentally, all this stuff comes.
Right.
You beat down that good man, then
Yeah.
it starts to change. And
Right.
sometimes a byproduct of that is resentment.
Absolutely.
Sometimes a
And,
byproduct of that is, if I'm not emotionally intelligent enough, I might be lashing out at you
right. Absolutely.
if I don't have the
Absolutely.
right support.
Right. And
So
that's so true.
yeah, yeah. So I wanted to mention that because I think there's a lot of men that struggle with this wanting and because that's how we were taught. A
Right.
lot of us who honored the role of being the man of the house and making sure
Hmm.
everything is taken care of that we're
Right.
responsible for. It's a lot of pressure to try to manage and be all of those things all the time.
Right.
So
And
so
also,
mhm,
it's another reason why it's unhealthy is that because you guys' load is so heavy, like the suicide rate among men is just through the roof.
yeah,
And I feel like it's a lot to do with that. Like they're
yeah,
trying to make everybody happy, their wife, their kids, their bosses, their friends. Like they're trying to be everything to everybody to where and this is also a thing where you guys really don't have outlets.
yeah,
And I can understand where, well, I hear it a lot. I don't understand it, but I hear it a lot where women will say, well, well, where if you're saying this and you're uplifting men, well, where's the outlet for us? Ladies, we have platform upon platform upon platform upon classes and mentorships and all these other different um resources for ourselves, but yet the men don't have that. And this
yeah,
is another thing
yeah.
to where, as a child, the men were told to, suck it up, suck it up,
Mhm,
don't cry. So you guys have had to, you know, uh, stuff down your emotions as a boy, as an adolescent, as a young man, and then as a
mhm,
grown man, to where,
yeah,
it's like, it's too much, it's overload.
yeah, yeah. And so I said I was going to flip this a little bit because there are women who understand everything we just said and then they go into a mode of almost over supporting to the point where they then become the one who carries the burden of the stress because they want to take a lot off of him and then
Right.
they end up and then they have everything that they are responsible for plus they're managing his stress and he may
And his
not be
emotions.
reciprocating the same thing back to her because he's going through what he's going through. So now you
Right.
have a woman that's sitting there like, yo, like I don't even know what else to do. And so now
Right.
she's dealing with her own stuff. But here's the thing. Here's the
Right.
ugly part. Both of these people we talked about living in the same house.
Right. Right.
Ouch.
So
Ouch.
everybody's frustrated and
Yeah,
everybody's
like
not, their tanks are half empty. They're not, they're cranky. They're not getting enough sleep. Everybody got to work.
and here's the other part. Like, cause I normally just don't stop on the surface. Here's the other part as we go deeper. Now you have these two people that could potentially be at each other's throat because they don't know how to communicate about everything that's going on with them effectively.
Yep.
You just
Yep.
took two good people
Good people.
that have bonded together and are actively destroying each other every
Right.
day.
Right.
And like we said earlier, when you come out of it, who are you?
Right.
Like, do you now break up from that situation, go back out on the dating scene? Are you still good? Are you bitter? Are you tainted? Are you
Right.
traumatized? So now I'm going to tell you know what? I'm going to skip down to that one. This is so good. I'm such a genius.
Now that
Here
you
comes the
are.
segue. Here comes the segue. So the next place I'm going to go that I want you to speak to is what I have written down is that your trauma. The good person says they're good. Here's the thing about good people. We tell everybody we good. How about that?
Good person.
So here's the thing. So we just talked about somebody coming out of a situation traumatized, right? That traumatic person, um, what I have written down here is that your trauma blocks the ability for, and you talked about it a little bit earlier, Your trauma blocks your ability to see that you are the wrong person.
Right.
So where I want you to talk about is how delusional that makes a person that's out on the dating scene, and some of the things that they're saying out here about the dating pool, and just kind of like what that looks like to the outside and the inside, like as a person that's going through and they're not even realizing that they got stuff going on, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Right. Yeah. And so it reminds me honestly of the way you do the lens, the way you say this is you, and then
Yeah, yeah.
and you go through the
Hmm.
lens of trauma. And so it's like you have all these things going on internally, right? Because now you're what we call damaged goods, right? So you're good, but you're damaged, right? And you have psychological changes, you have emotional changes. If you haven't dealt with your stuff, then you have mistrust issue, you have trust issues. And
Hmm.
boy, oh boy, oh boy, when you have trust issues, you end up jealous and end up acting out. And you have anxiety and emotional like issues because like because you're damaged.
Yeah.
So it's you know, yeah, it's a lot, coach. It's a
And
lot. And
how does that affect the environment around you or even the people that you date?
okay, so I hear this all the time, coach, where it's like, oh, you gotta pick better. Okay, so in that person that has been through all that hasn't like gone through a certain level of healing themselves, they are always going to have uh I feel like misconstrued views, if you will,
Hmm.
because you're trying to go out here and you're a good person, right? But at the same time, it's like um
Uh-oh.
ah, hello, hello,
Yeah, yeah.
hello.
I think you're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, okay, okay. So like you're trying to go out here into this dating scene, but like you don't have the capacity because like you're so damaged. Like
Hmm.
seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jill from TikTok, Love from
Yeah.
Within, says um
Oh, I
anxious,
didn't know that was her.
anxious
Hey, girl.
attachment. And that's very true. A lot of people have that when they come out of stuff, and it's like they need they get almost like anxiety when they don't get validation that it's going a certain way.
Ooh,
Or,
and instant
yeah,
validation too.
it's like real, like I don't know if it's gonna work. They didn't call me right back. Oh my God. And so inside your body though, you think that this is normal.
Yes, yes, yes.
But the person on the other end, on the receiving end, is like, yo, like it's
You
only been 5
crazy.
minutes. Like, what the hell? Like, what?
You
So
crazy.
yeah, so you create this almost kind of like a shell around you, like a mask that you wear that says I'm good. And they talk about this in mental health all the time. This mask that we wear that we say I'm good, or I'm all right, and you're not really all right. But
Right,
front facing to the world on social media, I don't know why I can't find anyone because I'm a good person and I should just
yeah.
be able to. That's why, like it's so because it's so cringy to me because most of us have work to do. Like we
I
might
know.
be okay, but we
Right,
ain't good.
right, right.
Right, right, right. And Jill says it's not fun to deal with. She said it makes her feel like she's going crazy. Yeah. So look, so Jill, let's use Jill for like 2 seconds. That feeling right there, ding, ding, ding. That's where you got to start the work, right? Because that is going to spill over onto someone else. That watch how I do this. That might be good, and then it's going to affect them.
Yep,
That's how
yep,
this works.
yep.
Isn't it weird? Like it's weird how interconnected our behavior affects everything around us. And we think it's just us.
Yep.
We don't even realize when we're going out on a date or we're doing this anxious attachment that we're affecting
Ooh.
someone else in real time.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You don't even know what that is doing to the other person on the
Right.
inside while they're
Right.
dealing with it. You could be
Right.
creating another person like you.
Yes. You're making them anxious now. You're
So
scaring them too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Isn't that it's like if you really sat back and thought about it, the behavior, and this is why again it's important to go and do your own heal, do your heal, and you may need a coach.
You might need Coach
You
D.
might need coaching. We might need counseling. You might need something where somebody can look at it from the outside, because it's
Right.
hard. It's hard to look at yourself and realize that you have things to work on. We all want to be the superhero in our story.
Right.
So it when you really sit back, like obviously like I do, and really think about like how you are affecting another person,
Mm.
it's deep. It's
Yep.
deep. And
Yep.
a
Yep.
lot of us that are on here right now are a person that was affected by someone else that became a whole new thing. And that new thing isn't always pretty.
Right.
So
Right. And we have to, and
um
that's the thing, we have to really visit that. We have to really get to know ourselves, because we sit up there and we think it's everybody else. And it's like, ooh, you start to look everyone's like, oh, I got some work to do.
right, right, right. And Queen Cole says we have to take personal accountability. Exactly.
Yes.
And
Yep.
Jill says, yeah, but I don't know how to make it go away. And that's the thing. Like you may
Hmm.
not be able to make it go away on your own. That's the thing. Like we have to be diligent enough, especially in 2022, to understand that we may need someone else to help us
Right.
and not
Right.
be afraid to get that help. Because like I always tell my daughter who's 13, if you don't tell us that you need help, like in math, then the school year is going to go by and it's going to be worse later.
Yep.
And then you're
Yep.
going to be talking about I need a tutor now, and I'm like, you're in the third quarter now. Like we didn't ran through so many E's or whatever the grading scale is, and I'm like, you have to be proactive about making sure
Yeah.
you're good, even if
Yeah.
that no, like nobody wants to ask for help, but
Right.
sometimes asking for that help is gonna relieve you of a lot of stress in between.
Right. And also, Coach, I really want to touch on this, because I feel like a lot of
Mhm,
people, what happens is when they go into counseling or they go into, a life coaching or whatnot, they feel like they have to stick with that person.
mhm.
No, find somebody that gels well with you, that you can communicate with, that you can be open and honest with. Because if you are having anxiety with this person, you're never going to be able to get to the root of things and get the help that you need, because you're not with the right fit. So make
Yep.
sure you guys take the time to find the right fit when you get that kind of help and assistance.
Yeah, and the other thing I wanted to piggyback off of that too, as far as like therapy, counseling, coaching, a lot of people don't do it because they feel like the person won't understand them. They feel like they're going to be judged. And what I want to say is, to piggyback on what she's saying, the first one may not be, compatible for you to really get any value from,
Mhm.
but the
Mhm.
goal is ultimately for you to get some tools so that you can make better decisions, maybe work on yourself, do all of these things to heal yourself. So it's
Right.
really about getting better tools than the
Mhm.
tools that you have or lack of tools that you have. Don't look at it like, oh, something's wrong with me and they're going to look at me a certain. No, they're there to give you tools to manage it better. They're there to give you tools to help you go to the next step. Go get your
Right.
tools. Most of us grew up our whole lives with zero tools
Yep.
or communication or
None.
so so the fact that you got to go get some new tools is not something to be ashamed of. Like
It's not.
we learning all this stuff trial by error, and as we're going
That's
trial
right.
by error, we're doubling down on trauma, and we're just and it's just stacking, and now
Yeah.
we like, damn, it's like 50 of these things on top of each other. Now I
Yeah.
need help.
Yeah.
You get, and I know
Yeah.
some of us we already there now, right? But you can still start to work through it so that you can show up better for yourself first,
Yeah.
and then you're able to go out and try to pair with someone else. It's
Right.
hard, but it can be done. It happens
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna get back to you, Jill, in a second. So the next place I want to go is because yeah. We gonna stick to your time too. I ain't forget.
You're
Um,
good.
the next place I want to go is this is a good one. It's some
Uh-oh.
folks. It's some folks in the comments that's gonna feel a little. They ribs gonna start hurting in a minute. You're a good person and you're single, but you keep giving up all the time. Almost kind of like, y'all, anybody who's ever drank alcohol, you ever had those moments where you was like, I'm never gonna drink ever again. After this night, I'm done. And then you back at the bar next week. You keep giving up, but it don't be a week though. Like y'all, like a lot of people that I'm a good person, I can't find anybody, and then you go on one bad date. I want you to talk about that.
Okay, so this is my thing. Like you can't if you want that connection within your life, you can't give up. And I know that some of us have been hurt so deeply, and we have to go through certain things when we you know get out of that connection. But at the same time, you if you want a good person, and you have to keep hope alive. You have to keep the faith that your person is going to come, because what happens is a lot of times, Coach D, let's say a woman went through a bad experience with a person or a couple people, and it's like, oh, all men are the same. They just wash their hands. All men are the same. Okay, so when you say that, what you're saying is that all men are the same and that your person is never going to come. You have to watch your
Mhm.
words and watch what you think, because you can manifest certain things in your life by doing so. So if I say
Right.
that all men ain't, and I
Mhm.
really have made myself believe that, then I'm never then I feel like that person, that good person, is never going to come into my life, because I already have that in my mind, like they're all bad.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna do one more, and then we're gonna start wrapping up. And
Mm.
then, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have her back another time. We gotta do a part two and with a
Yeah.
different topic. We're gonna have her back because I promised her we'd be out of here in an hour, and we lost time because of the technical difficulties. So we gotta make it up. So y'all be prepared. She's coming back. So the next place I want to go is hmm because I have more than I have time for, so I need to make this last one count. Um,
I'm good on time, just so you know. I'm good.
okay.
I'm good, coach.
W-
I'm good.
so this is what I want you to do. I want you to put your index finger up when it's time to go, okay?
Oh, okay. Oh, like the
Because
tip.
we only got a couple more left. We only got a couple more left.
We're good.
Um,
Let's roll. Let's roll. We're
all
doing
right.
this.
So another thing is, and when I talked about two people being in a relationship, two good people that could potentially destroy each other. I'm gonna say this, and then I want you to go right into talking about it, and you're gonna understand it as soon as I say it. Two good people that don't know each other's love language.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, I talked about this the other day. Okay, you guys, it is so imperative that you learn your person. You have to learn yourself and know your love language, but you have to really, if you're going to be attentive to, and you want to make sure that your person's tank is filled up, learn their love language. If his love language is gifts, and you sitting up here going doing acts of service, like his tank ain't going to be filled up. Okay, so if his, and I'll just give a couple examples. Like if his love language is gifts, surprise him. I can't stress this enough. Like when I'm in connection with someone and I know that that's like their love language, I'm on Amazon, I'm sending them water, I'm on Jamba Juice, I'm sending them their favorite, strawberry monkey ball, whatever that thing is. Like learn what they like and do those things. If he needs words of affirmation, text him throughout the day, send him words of affirmation. When you're making his lunch, put a little note in there, you know what I mean? So if that's what, if your person's thing is gifts, then make sure you're gifting them. If it's physical touch, make sure that you're out in public and you're doing those little gestures,
Hmm.
um yeah, learn your person's love language, because like if you're doing something because you think that that's what they want or that's what they need, and that's not what they want or they need, they're gonna always still be empty. And then they're gonna be frustrated as well, because they're like, I don't feel loved, my tank is empty.
Yep. And the reason why I wanted to point this out so that you guys understand how this connects with the title, because some of y'all, it's at least two of y'all that's like good person, single, but they talk about people in a relationship. Let me tell you how this frames out. Good person gets into a relationship, doesn't understand that they need to know each other's love language. They break up. You get back out on the dating scene, saying that you're good, but you're not ready to be back in something else until you learn what those important lessons that you needed to learn from before. You jump right back out there saying you're good, but you're not good. So a good person who's single that doesn't understand why they're single, and the why is because you are not equipped to understand how to partner well. A lot of people don't, right? But if it didn't work, and then it didn't work, and then you go back in doing the same thing, you're good, ready to date, available to partner well, know how to partner well, or even not know how to partner well, but be willing to learn and adapt as you go. If you don't have that, you're not good to go.
Right.
Right. And like I said, a lot of us learn this by trial and error.
Yes.
But
Yes.
trial and error, you're supposed to come out of it with a better skill set.
Right.
Like, that's the whole, like, I'm the trial and error king.
On
Like,
side.
yeah, like I trial and error everything. And I'm like, once I'm finished, I'm like, okay, I learned how to do this. But a lot of people trial and error, and they've been doing trial and error for like 20 years.
Yeah. Yes. And I call it going around the same tree. You just going around the tree.
Yeah. Like, if you keep going out here with the same skills, again, tools, right? You keep going out here with the same tools and the same skill set, you're going to repeat history. That good is eventually going to become, oh, the whole dating pool got pee in it. Oh, everybody sucks. Oh my God. There's no good men out here. There's no good. Oh, they all, oh my God. And I'm like, yo, chill. Take a breath. Take a breath. Because if everybody's like that, that means you are too.
Oh,
like seriously. This what I heard somebody say on TikTok. They said, if you are shouting from the rooftops how angry you are about pee being in a dating pool, you are the pee.
Ooh. Ooh.
Now, there's some people in the comments like they doing calculus. They like, how is that? How can they say how? Because you are now someone who is in the pool who is spewing out negativity, and that negativity attracts negativity. So now you become a disruptive force in that thing that you said was tainted. That's why. Just for those people that was trying to do some math and they was trying to figure it out.
The math wasn't mathing to them.
It doesn't. You know this because you do this all the time. That energy means everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah. I want you to talk about that real quick. Talk about energy. Talk about good, negative, however you want to. I don't know, because I know you're more deeply into it than I am. Explain to people how that works.
Well, you know what? Okay, this is the thing. If you have a certain mindset, okay, let's say you have let's just do the positive and negative. Let's say you have a positive mindset about something. You go into this thing positive, right? You go into the connection positive, and it's like you have a good outlook on things, right? Okay. So 9 times out of 10, if you work that thing the right way and you have positive energy to go along with it, and you're looking at it from a positive perspective, 9 times out of 10, that's going to work out for you. But let's just say like you're moping and you got this negative energy going, and you go into something, people are going to feel that. And so and you're also feeling it. So it's just most of the time it's not going to work out. Like more than likely it's not going to work out, because what you bring into something is what you're going to get out of it. So if you're bringing a negative mindset, then you're probably going to get something negative out of it.
Right.
Honestly.
And see, I'm the comment whisperer, right? Somebody in the comment is like, well, I've been positive the whole time. I didn't get it back. That's not the lesson here. The lesson is the positivity that you emit from yourself will attract a better type of person. You still got to use your discernment.
Yeah.
Let's say that it doesn't work. You maintain that positive energy because you don't want to miss it when it does hit.
Yes. And also, Coach, this is the other thing. This is a term that I just, you hear this all the time. It's in memes, it's all over social media. I'm gonna treat them how they treat me. No.
Oh my God.
Because yeah, I'm gonna treat them how they treat me. It's like, why would you do that? Because when you do that, you're not even acting out of who you really are. You're acting out of what that person is, in a sense. And it's like you're not keeping up your integrity. You're not acting out of good character when you do that. Don't treat them how they treat you. Treat them how you usually would treat somebody. Like
All
don't
right.
switch up the way you treat people just because that person treated you a certain way. But at the same time, if you choose not to deal with that person, then don't deal with them. But don't do the same thing that they did to you. That's bad energy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm reacting this way is because I hear this a lot. I know you hear this a lot too. Um, about and I, as a man, I know men and women do it, but it just sounds weird coming from women because men are supposed to be the ones that are always doing the wrong and always doing the bad stuff, and then the women are like, I'm a good person, but I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z negative thing because well, the men been doing it for years, so I'm gonna do it too, so I can get back. And I'm like, but good person, that when you go out there and double down on all of this bad, that you're not good anymore. Like you almost kind of, it's not a flex to say, well, the men be sleeping with everybody, so I'm gonna sleep with everybody too. So because the men been do, wait, wait, wait,
You're
what?
not being your true self.
What? Like we can't say, well, it's okay for the men, but it's not okay for anybody to move reckless. However, why would you want to join that club though?
Right.
Like
Because
it
even a
doesn't
2-year-old because even a 2-year-old knows how to mimic and copy things. But why would you want to act like a child? Hold up your integrity and
it,
your
it,
good
it makes
character.
no
Don't do
sense.
the person like how they did you if the person did something that wasn't so right to you. Don't no,
And,
yeah.
and I and
No.
I got another, this is Derek's, this is my 1 minute pet peeve. When people, I hate to do this, some women, this foodie call thing, and you hungry and you gonna just, you don't like the dude, but you're a good person though. But
Yep.
because so many men are out here doing women dirty, I'm gonna go ahead and use him for take me out to dinner, but I don't like him because men be doing stuff to women all the time. I might as well milk him for his funds on the food. And I'm like, are you that hungry that you gonna
I
sit
never
across
heard
the
that till you
table
said it.
from a guy that you don't like? You
Why
don't
would you
like
want to go
him.
waste your time and your energy? I'm select with my time and my energy. I could never be a foodie. I could never. What did you call it, Coach? What?
It's called a foodie call.
No, mm-mm. I'll go pay for my own food and eat in peace. I don't want to be out with nobody with. Mm-mm. I
I
don't want
want
to
to
share
say,
energy with my
I want
time.
to, I want to say there's a statistic out there, and I want to say it's something like 33% of women do this or have done it at some point in their life.
I've
Yeah,
never even. Yeah, I never heard of that until you said it a couple days ago on your live. I was
yep,
like, what?
yep. That's a lot of hunger right there. Okay, or either you just broke and you just need to,
but, but but
I
wait,
don't know.
that's probably the same ones that be saying they boss. But
We
they
gonna move on to the next one, ladies and gentlemen, because we can do this all night. All right, let me do one more and then we're gonna get out of here.
okay.
I think somebody talked about this earlier. Let's see. Dang, I think we just hit him by accident. Um, but I will say it, and then we can maybe expound on a little bit, and then we're gonna get out of here. I have written down that you, as a good person, you end up finding a person or people that you want them to change for you. You want them to change for you, for what you want them to be, but you're supposed to be this good person that's coming to the table to meet another person that I guess you would think is good, but you still need them to change and do stuff. I want you, go ahead. I saw the reaction. Get
It's
it in.
it's never gonna work because what's happening is you're trying to control that. You're trying to control that connection. and it's just not gonna work. Like seriously, that like you trying to do that is that you want to control everything. That's the way I see it, coach. And
Yeah.
some and that connection is never gonna work.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah. Like it may not be evil,
Hmm.
but it is.
But it
It is.
ain't good.
Yeah. It's manipulative at best, right?
Yep. Yep.
So let me break it down for the folks. I'm gonna break it down like a for a toddler, right? You are going into a situation. You're a good person, right? You're going to meet somebody else that you deem a good match for you, right? And we're not even going to talk about whatever traumas or whatever. You're a good person. You're going to meet someone
Mhm.
that you match with, but you spend your every waking hour trying to mold and change them into what you want, which means by definition, they really wasn't the match that you thought they were in the first place. So now you're manipulating this person to be something that you're not. And I always qualify that by saying you're going to meet someone and make them jump through hoops like a circus clown or some kind of
Yeah.
puppet to make you happy. Are you still now really that good person doing that to someone else?
No,
So
it's
let's
no. Because
because
now
I
now you're
yeah,
being manipulative.
yeah,
You're trying
yeah.
to control the outcome of everything. You're not allowing that person to actually be themselves. If you're not
Yep.
willing to accept that person for who they are, then you need to
Yeah.
move around. You need to move
Yeah.
around.
And it's a it's kind of like a dual thing that happens because it says a lot about you, but it also says something about the other person that is now conforming and changing themselves into something just because you said. Well, a lot of times it's not you telling them to do it. A lot of time you'll give them like some kind of visceral reaction to something, and then they have to go into fix it mode, and then that
Hmm.
becomes the way that you kind of manage their behavior by how you react to them.
Right. Because now they're having to walk on eggshells because they don't know how to talk to you, how to move with what you want them to do, what you don't want them to do. And so then, you're spewing that negativity onto a maybe good person, but you're still changing the dynamics of the connection because you're still
Yep.
trying to control things
Yep.
and yeah. Nope.
So you're still not good, damn it.
You're not,
you, you think you are, but you're not. Your
but you're
behavior
not.
says otherwise. So
Yeah.
I think this is a good point to kind of chop it off, and we still gonna do this again though. I thank you for
Yeah.
giving us the extra time. But yeah, this was good. We're gonna do this again, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys got some value out of it. I see some of the comments coming in. Thank you guys for coming in, commenting tonight. My TikTokers be showing up. I see your folks has showed up. So
Yeah.
yeah, and the replay is just gonna be here forever. So if you want to come back and rewind it and replay, and in the following weeks to come, I'm gonna make sure that we don't have any technical difficulties because you know me, I'm gonna figure it out, and then I'm gonna figure it
Yes.
out again and again and again until it works. So,
Yes.
so,
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
anything. Oh well, okay. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to tell people how to find you if they want to
Mhm.
either find you on social media or work with you or anything like that. And then if you have any parting words, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Absolutely. So you guys can follow me on all platforms: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Says What She Wants. And also you can find me at sayswhatshewants.com if you need to get in touch with me or if you want a one-on-one with me. You can click the link in this bio or any other bio of mine to get time with me. And coach, I thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. And yes, I can't wait to do this again. And you guys,
Yeah,
make sure you guys check us out on TikTok Live because we
yeah,
go live together a lot
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
TikTok.
yeah, yeah. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, man. Follow her on TikTok. Follow me on TikTok. Sometimes you'll see us together again, even before we do the part two here. So just stay tuned, man. It's a lot of value she gives, a lot of value that you wouldn't get in a scheduled manner like this. Like you would get it probably even more frequently. And I don't know if I don't think you have set times. Do you have set times that you do it?
I don't, not yet, coach, but I will in the near future. I'm
Yeah,
getting all
me
that
too.
together.
Me too. Me too. Me too. That we're
We
both
got,
headed in that direction. So stay tuned, guys.
yeah,
So on that
yeah,
note, we're gonna get out of here. Make sure you guys, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, click that bell so you can get the notifications and also go to myrelationshipgumbo.com so you can get access to everything that I have to offer as well. And I will see you guys back here next week, same time, same place. And next week, here's a teaser. It's going to be another solo show, so y'all guys know how those go. Next week's topic is going to be Arrested Development. How old are you really on the inside? So we going all the way in. Make sure you come back, because all of y'all ain't 45 on the inside, because your behavior says something else. So we going there. We going there. So on that note, I want you guys to have an amazing night. Take care of your family and the old ones and the young ones, and especially take care of yourself. So I'll see you guys next week, and you guys have an amazing night. Bye-bye and good night.
Okay, everybody wants good love, that's true, I know. Derrick Jones about to break it down with the relationship gumbo. Welcome to the podcast. Ain't no doubt we all need this, ayy, cause better relationships need better ingredients, ayy. So if you want better relations, it's about communication, finding love, staying together. We all wanna make it better, yeah. Derrick Jones the host, your relationship coach. Thank you all for tuning in. Relationship